shows where 3,000 students are right now, but the counsellor needs to predict where they're going. The pre-med sophomore who's struggling in organic chemistry, will she push through to medical school or pivot to research? The answer depends on sensitivity, velocity, and fate probability. Graph sensitivity analysis identifies students sitting at decision points, crossroads in the career landscape. These are students whose trajectories are sensitive to small perturbations. A single inspiring professor in computational biology could flip the pre-med student toward bioinformatics. One bad grade in thermodynamics could push the engineering student toward business school. Graph sensitivity computes for each student at a crossroads which factors have the highest sensitivity, which single change would most dramatically alter the trajectory. These sensitive factors are intervention targets, the counselor's leverage points. scRank adds velocity to the map. Each student has not just a position, their current profile, but a velocity, the direction their profile is changing. A student whose biology GPA is rising and whose coding skills are accelerating is moving toward computational biology. A student whose hospital hours are increasing and whose research publications are growing is moving toward physician-scientist. RNA velocity provides these directional estimates from the ratio of new versus mature RNA transcripts. scRank converts velocity vectors into transition probabilities. This student has an 80% probability of moving toward the pre-med cluster in the next semester. ITCHA, Generalized Parent Cluster Analysis, identifies the stable career attractors. These are the terminal fates: medical doctor, research scientist, software engineer. Mathematically, they're the absorbing states of the Markov chain. Once a student enters one of these states, they don't leave. ITCHA identifies these states from the transition matrix and computes absorption probabilities for each student. What is the probability of ultimately reaching each terminal fate? Student number 472, 60% doctor, 30% researcher, 10% engineer. Color each student on the map by their fate probability. Deep red, high probability of medical school. Deep blue, high probability of engineering. Purple, mixed, the undecided students at the crossroads. The fate probability map reveals the commitment point, the position on the map where a student's dominant probability crosses 50%. Before this point, the student could go either way. After it, momentum carries them toward their fate. In spatial coordinates, this commitment point corresponds to a specific combination of GPA, extracurriculars, and personality factors that tips the balance. The full pipeline, end-to-end. MOFA Plus integrates academic, extracurricular, and personality data, multi-omics factor analysis. Random Forest identifies which factors predict career, feature selection, and importance ranking. scVI builds the batch-corrected student map, latent space embedding. Graph sensitivity finds the crossroads students and their leverage factors, intervention targets. scRank with GPA predicts the terminal fates and absorption probabilities, trajectory inference. Each step builds on the previous. Skip MOFA Plus and you miss cross-domain factors. Skip WRF and you model noise. Skip scVI and batch effects corrupt the map. Skip graph sensitivity and you miss the intervention points. Skip scRank and you see where students are but not where they're going. The campus counsellor surveyed across 3 domains, found which factors predict career outcomes, mapped every student in a batch-corrected space, identified the students at crossroads and their sensitive factors, and predicted each student's probability of reaching each terminal career. That's the multi-omics to fate pipeline, from raw measurements to biological trajectory prediction. Cells are students, fates are careers. The pipeline is the counselor's playbook.